All right, welcome back, mathematicians. Today we are talking about angle theorems for triangles. All right, if you haven't done so already, make sure you have clicked on the link for your virtual notebook and that you have made a copy of that virtual notebook. So there are blanks that you can fill in and follow along during this presentation. All right, so here we've got a triangle. All right. And so if you look at the top, it says interior angles. So interior angles, remember, interior means inside, right? So the sum of the three interior angles in any triangle will add up to 180 degrees. So this is kind of a review just on triangles. So again, I've got three interior angles. In this case, it's angle A, angle B, and angle C. If I take those three angles and add them up, we will always get 180 degrees. No matter what the triangle looks like, as long as it has three sides and three interior angles, if I add those three angles up, I will always get 180. All right, so now let's talk about exterior angles. And this is what we call the exterior angle theorem. So what the exterior angle theorem says is that any exterior angle of a triangle is equal to the sum of its two remote interior angles. Okay, so again, the exterior angle, remember, exterior means outside. So here I have an exterior angle. Here's my triangle. If we extend this line, I create this exterior angle, or this angle outside of my triangle, and the measurement of this exterior angle is equal to the sum of the two remote interior angles. Now, when we say remote interior angles, I'm talking about the two angles that are furthest away from the exterior angle. Again, remote interior angles are the two angles that are furthest away from my exterior angle. And so here's our equation that demonstrates that. So angle D, here's my exterior angle, is equal to the sum. So I'm adding my two remote interior angles. So angle D is equal to angle B plus angle C. All right, so again, remote interior angles. Okay, this is very important when we're talking about the exterior angle theorem. So remote interior angles are the two angles in a triangle that are not connected to the exterior angle. Okay, so in a triangle, remember, we have three interior angles, but we only have two remote interior angles, and those are the two angles that are not connected to the exterior angle, or the two angles that are furthest away from my exterior angle. We call those remote interior angles. Wow. All right. All right. So here are some examples where we need to find, in this case, our value of x, right? So if I look here, I've got a triangle. We've extended the base here to create this exterior angle, and we want to know the measurement of this angle here. Well, we know that the measurement of an exterior angle is equal to the sum of my remote interior angles. So if I take that 64 and I add it to 45, all right, we will get the measurement of this exterior angle. So if I add those up, I will get 109. All right, so the measurement of angle X is 109 degrees. All right, so all I did was take my two remote interior angles, added them up, and that is equal to the measurement of the exterior angle. All right, and so here at the bottom, it says the value of x is equal to 109 degrees because the sum of the two remote interior angles equals 109. So again, all I did was add up my two remote interior angles. All right, let's look at this one. So use the exterior angle theorem to find the measures of angles A, angle B, and angle ACB. So angle ACB is this angle right here, right? All right, so this one's a little trickier because they didn't just give us values for our remote interior angles. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to write an equation in order to solve for this G, right? So we know that the exterior angle is equal to the measurement or the sum of the two remote interior angles. So if I take angle A, which is 2G, or 2 times G, and add it to angle B, which is 9 times G, that's going to be equal to 110. All right, so now we're going to solve this equation. So here's my equal sign. Here I've got 9 G's and I'm adding 2 G's. So if I take those 9 G's and I combine them with 2 G's, that leaves me with a total of 11 G's is equal to 110. So now I need to get rid of this 11 that I'm multiplying by my variable. So we know we do the opposite or the inverse operation. So I'm going to divide each side by 11, which leaves me with just my 1G. So 110 divided by 11. Remember, we can use calculators in the 8th grade, but I know that 110 divided by 11 is 10. All right, so G is 10, but angle A is 2 times G. So angle A would be 2 times 10, which would give us 20, right? Because angle A isn't just G, it's 2 times G. So if we know G is 10, we're going to multiply it by 2, and that gives us 20 degrees for angle A. So let's do the same thing for angle B. Angle B is 9 times G. Well, we just found out that G was equal to 10. So if I take that 10, multiply it by 9, we get 90 degrees. All right, now let's use what we know about triangles. So if we know that angle A is 20, angle B is 90, well, I know that if I take my 3 interior angles and I add them all up, so 20 plus 90 plus the measurement of angle ACB. Oops, I'm kind of running out of space here, but that's okay. We'll make it work. Is equal to 180, right? Because I know that triangles, if I add up all 3 interior angles, they need to equal 180. So let's add these up. So 20 plus 90 equals 110. Plus, again, we don't know. I'm just going to put a C here, so I'm not running out of space, is equal to 180. And then I subtract each side by 110, which gives us 70. All right, so angle A is 20, angle B is 90, and angle C is 70. And I can go back and check by making sure if I add all 3 of these angles up, it needs to equal 180. Okay, if it doesn't, I need to go back and check my work and make sure I didn't create any mistakes. All right, so let's check and see what we're going to fill in for our blanks. So the value of G is 10. We figured that out by setting up our equation and solving for G, because when you set the 2 remote interior angles equal to 110 and solve for G, you get 10. Okay, so then again, once we found out that G was equal to 10, we could plug that 10 in and find the measurements of angle A, B, and C, or ACB. Incredible. All right, let's knock out one more. All right, so here we've got use the exterior angle theorem to find the measurements of angles A and angles B. So I'm looking at angle A and angle B. All right, so the exterior angle theorem tells me if I take my 2 remote interior angles, or the 2 inside angles that are furthest away from this exterior angle, right? If I take the sum of my 2 remote interior angles, it will equal my exterior angle. So if I take angle A, which is 9x, or 9 times x plus 4, right? And I add angle B, which is 4x plus 1, it will equal my exterior angle, which in this case is 83. All right, so here's my equal sign. On the left side, I've got a whole bunch of stuff going on, right? So we need to combine all our like terms. So here I've got 9x's. Here I've got 4x's. They're both positive. So if I add those, 9x plus 4x, I get a total of 13x's, right? And then I've got this plus 4 and this plus 1. So I've got two constants that I'm going to combine also. Well, they're both positive, right? So if I add them, we get a positive 5 or plus 5 is equal to 83. All right. So now let's get rid of our constant. Right here, I'm adding 5 to cancel that out. We're going to subtract 5 because we do the opposite or the inverse operation. That is now gone, which leaves me with 13 times x is equal to 78. All right. So now 13 times x, so to cancel out that coefficient that I'm multiplying by, we're going to divide each side by 13. Remember, whatever we do to one side, we better be doing to the other. And so if I take 78 and divide it by 13, we get x is equal to 6. And again, remember, we can use calculators this year. All right. So the value of x is 6, right? But we want to know the measurements of angles A and B. Well, I know to find the measurement of angle A, I'm going to do that down here. So the measurement of angle A, it's telling me is 9x or 9 times x plus 4. Well, now that we know what x is, now that I know x is equal to 6, I'm just going to plug in that 6 for x. So instead of 9 times x, it's going to be 9 times 6. All right. And then if I add that to 4 and do my math, so A is equal to 9 times 6, I know is 54. And then if I add that to 4, we get a measurement of 58 for angle A. All right. Now let's do the same thing for B. So B, says that the measurement is 4 times x plus 1. Well, again, we know what x is. We said that x was equal to 6. So instead of x, I'm going to plug in that 6. So 4 times 6 plus 1. 4 times 6 is 24. Plus 1 gives me a total of 25. All right, so angle A was 58 and angle B is 25 because, again, we solved for x and just plugged it in to our expressions. All right, so I'm going to erase this and let's check and see if that is correct. All right, so the value of x is 6 because when you set the two remote interior angles equal to 83 and solve for x, you get 6. Incredible.